6 changes from Tuesday's victorious team. Back come David Seaman, Lee Dixon, Stuart Pearce, Des Walker and as captain Gary Lineker. Only Mark Wright retaining a defensive berth, and Leeds United's David Batty is given the chance to build on his promising first appearance as a substitute against the Soviets. He's the junior member of this side, the seniority shared by Lineker and John Barnes for both their 65th appearance. Argentina field 8 of the team which drew with the Soviet Union on Thursday, including 2 World Cup stalwarts, the goalkeeper Sergio Goycochea, who saved yet another penalty at Old Trafford, and the captain Oscar Ruggieri, who headed Argentina's goal in that 1-1 draw. The 3 fresh faces, 20-year-old Fernando Gamboa, Herman Martellotto, who's winning his first cap, and Ariel Boldrini. Both these countries have unbeaten records to defend since the World Cup. The new management, of course, and the whole essence and excitement of the past few days, including the Soviet Union as well, a number of players who are really playing for their international futures. It's given an edge to this tournament. Boldrini. David Batty, an arch competitor, who will probably hold in the centre of England's midfield, with David Platt playing on the right of him and Thomas on the left. Where that might leave John Barnes. Doesn't like to be strapped to the touchline. Here's Mark Wright. There's Walker, who missed out an international on Tuesday for the first time for 2.5 years. Barnes trying to send Pearce away, who was also missing, of course. None of the players from Saturday's FA Cup final considered for selection earlier in the week. Smith.
Yes, I think Des Walker in particular will be delighted to get back to Wembley so quickly after the FA Cup final last week and put that dreadful moment out of his mind.
Here's Wright. Coming to the right of Lineker. Smith coming into the centre. Goycochea claims it. Thomas came roaring in. And those who watch him play for Crystal Palace know all about.
Yeah, but good to see that England, with Gary Lineker pulling wide there and providing the cross, had 4 other outfield players all willing to get in the box. With England formations, as you said, David Batty is holding the central midfield position. And a midfield of really 3 players, with David Platt right of him and Jeff Thomas left. It looks like John Barnes, certainly early on, has been given a little bit of freedom to play where he likes.
An enterprising try by Boldrini. Trying to catch David Seaman off his line with a dipping volley. It's with Walker for England. Guided down by Smith, read well by Platt. Must have taken that on the chest. Here comes Dixon. It was the best and crispest piece of passing that England have put together so far. Lee Dixon, who has been credited with that goal against the Republic of Ireland, although it took a big deflection on the way in, was in a similar slot here.
Good positive move though, involving Alan Smith twice, who twice plays off good balls, and that's good running from Lee Dixon. I think when England aren't playing with a wide man, it's important that that number 2, Lee Dixon, and Stuart Pearce on the opposite side get forward as much as possible. And this is a great example of that.
Dixon, along with the other Arsenal players in the England picture, won't be going on the summer tour to Australia, New Zealand and Malaysia. There's Walker will be there. A large Nottingham Forest contingent. Here's Batty. David Batty, only 22 years old, but right from his teenage days, he always seemed to be destined to have a fine career. Graham Taylor likening him yesterday to Nobby Stiles.
With teeth, of course.
Here's for the free kick. Oh, and Lineker's got it in! It's a goal for England! for his country.
Well, really, it's a goal out of nothing, isn't it? It's a free kick just played in there, hopefully. But they just go to sleep. Number 6, Rougerie there, goes completely to sleep. I think he thought that Goycochea might be coming for it. You see it's on its way, they're looking at Smith, but he's not going to get there. And there's that predator again, Gary Lineker, inching ever so near Bobby Charlton's record.
Only the 3rd player in history to reach the 40 mark for England. Jimmy Greaves and Bobby Charlton ahead of him. Now Lineker has paid a price for punishing Argentina. He's been kicked from behind by Rougerie.
It's a bit like closing the gate after the horses bolted there, though. Gary Lineker won't mind that. He's done what he's paid to do, and that's put his team in front.
Baldrini. Rougerie hoping that there would have been an extra yard on the cross. Vasquez. Dixon dealing with it, steered out by Batty, doing that continuity job that he's been picked for. Well, it was a late fall by Lineker. Boa might have caught him a second or two earlier. Lineker, who's played against Rougerie, as I said earlier, in international football, but also in club football in Spain. Rougerie was with Logroñés. Rougerie winning that one over Smith. Headed back by Batty. Lineker looking along the line again, as he did when he scored. Make sure of his position. Enrique. Gamboa saw a way out cleverly, in fact, to Basualdo. Vasquez. Here's Martelotto, given the number 10 shirt on his debut for Argentina. What an honour that is. Simeone. Has been playing in Italy with Pisa, who were relegated, confirmation last Sunday when they lost to Juventus. Picked off well by Wright. He's always had an excellent appreciation of play. Lineker. Lineker, who scored in Mexico City after good work from Barnes, and you may well remember nearly scored again. Some wonderful Argentinian defending prevented what looked like an England equaliser at the time. Here's back for the present England. He's certainly supporting Lineker in looking for goals and getting them from midfield.
Well, I think in Brian Robson's absence, it must be a tremendous boost for Graham Taylor to have suddenly discovered David Platt at international level, and tremendous that he has continued his good club form. Sometimes difficult to take that to international level, but certainly David Platt has had no problems on that score.
Garcia isn't slow, but he looked it against Walker. It's so unfair for those who come second in races with the England number 5.
It's times like that when I'm quite happy now to be sitting up here beside you. Not having to chase Des Walker and people like him.
I'm sure you had ways of slowing him down, Andy.
You need them.
On that subject, a little flashpoint between Thomas and Simeone. Well, England certainly have come into this match, it seems, well prepared for the physical side of the match. 5 minutes left in the first half. Two England players attracted to the same ball, Pearce and Wright, which has allowed Garcia to sneak in, get his cross in too. That as far as Gamboa. Now Franco. Simeone. Well, would have gone in. David Seaman standards, it was a very comfortable save, but perhaps a moment to boost Argentinian spirits. Barnes threatens them again. It's a great try! Now that is Barnes a la Liverpool. How often we've seen him switch the ball to his right foot and fire away and find his target at club level.
Yes, time and time again. It reminds me of a wonderful FA Cup goal he scored this year at Goodison Park. He did exactly the same, come inside onto his right foot, but Goycochea, very alert, has to produce a fine save.
Next job perhaps for Barnes to help on the corner. White is there as well. It goes too high from Pearce, too close to the goalkeeper. Aldrini. To Lotto. Batty first to recover. You can be pleased with the way the game's going from his point of view. Thomas looking to thread it down the line for Smith. Took advantage of some miscontrol by Basualdo. Platt. Thomas. Just remind you again, it isn't the weather for perhaps tearing around the pitch as they might well do in midwinter. Conserving their energy, but finding it when they need it. And really, it's 1-0. England wouldn't be flattered by a lead of greater proportions. Maybe they'll get the chance to get it following the treatment to Barnes here.
But growing in confidence by the minute, isn't he? Super little touch round Basualdo. He's away again, and Vasquez, as we expect. The ball may get past me, you may get past me, but you're both not getting past. And down he comes. But it's quite amazing. You mentioned John Barnes earlier, Mark, and you talk about how sometimes he just pops the ball off to someone else in a red shirt, and people think that, you know, that's not what they want from John Barnes. But he must have been in possession 20-odd times in this game, and I can't remember him giving the ball away. I mean, that's quite tremendous at this level.
Vasquez has got away from the scene of the crime. Now Barnes has as well, but a slower pace. Well, it's not quite as favourable to Pearce from this side, but it's not beyond him by any means. It's a real scrum in the centre. Supposed to be touched off a Batty, who got the ball back only because of two Argentinians getting in each other's way. Aldrini getting the better of Pearce. Oh, and Garcia is in. Is this the equaliser? Oh, dear. Well, they know that there won't be too many openings like that.
Well, England really caused this problems on their own by just losing the free kick up the other end, and really Garcia should certainly do better from that type of chance. You've got to make the goalkeeper make a save, and Garcia makes the England goalkeeper's job very, very easy there. But England contributed totally, spoiled a free kick, lost the ball, and almost gave a goal away.
And even after that, could have got it back, first through Pearce, then through Walker right at the last. It's unusual to see an attacker skipping away from Walker in those positions, but Garcia did that. And then, in truth, panicked.
I think, to be fair to Des Walker, he was caught totally off balance by it all and really wasn't in a position to offer a tackle.
Vasquez. Now Gamboa. And that chance coming in the closing seconds of the first half really could have done more than wrap England across the knuckles, which is what it has done, to remind them that although they've had very much the better of the first 45 minutes, the job isn't done yet. Gary Lineker, who is getting ever closer to Bobby Charlton's all-time record, is 40th goal for England came this way from Stuart Pearce's long free kick deep into the penalty area, beyond the penalty spot, and they look around in a post-mortem there. Who should have come for Argentina? Well, Lineker was very positive and got his reward. Graham Taylor seems pleased enough. At half-time at Wembley, it's England 1, Argentina 0. Welcome back to Wembley. Your timing is perfect. Graham Taylor making his way round the dugout, to the dugout rather. The attendance today, 44,497. England lead Argentina 1-0 as we go into the second half. A lead that was threatened by really the solitary Argentina chance, and a good one it was too for Garcia in the closing moments of the first half. Argentina were the first South American side to visit Wembley for a full international. That was 40 years ago. England won 2-1, 2 goals from Stan Mortensen, who sadly passed away this week. Maybe the goal scorer of the present generation, Gary Lineker, has paid his own little tribute to a great name of the past by giving England the lead here. Baldrini. Simeone. Now Basualdo. Franco. And forced back momentarily. Basualdo, can he see a route to goal? And scuffed away to Gamboa.
Before that wild shot from Gamboa, actually England had defended the situation very well, got plenty bodies in the box between, you know, the ball and David Seaman, and really thwarted the Argentinians. But it looks like Basile, the Argentinian coach, has asked his team to up the tempo slightly, to come a bit more forward into the game.
Franco. Certainly began the match in a cautious manner. They have, I should stress this, been pretty good behaviour as well so far.
Well, nothing too controversial happened, has there?
None of the niggliness that we saw against the Soviet Union at Old Trafford on Thursday, which really outraged the Soviets. Ruggeri. This is Basualdo. Time since his unhappy FA Cup semi-final. Batting, now right. Dixon. Baldrini chasing. Made possible really by a good challenge from Gamboa. Oh, and Garcia! Well, he got to it, but then could only knock the ball against his own arm, I think, and behind for the goal kick.
Yes, it wasn't an easy chance. It's a super cross from Baldrini, gets there, plays it in. There's only Garcia in the box. Seems to be running away from him and just can't quite control it. But it's another little warning for England that Argentina haven't given the game up yet by any
stretch of the imagination.
That's the words I'm looking for.
You stick to the tactics, leave the words to me.
These new teeth of mine.
Here's Enrique. Now Martelotto, with Baldrini going ahead of him. Garcia in close attendance as well. Knocked away by Pearce, met well by Smith. Platt. Too much to the left initially for Smith, but he looked around and saw Pearce. Platt, Barnes is lurking. His ability ability on his right foot, but it's considerable.
Yeah, but I'm sure as he's laid back from David Platt, he wishes it had been on that favourite left foot of his. He's certainly capable of scoring with his right, but prefers to bend him in with that. The power is really not there on his right side.
Thomas driving on. Strong in the tackle too against Vasquez. Vasquez to clear, and he had to play it short. There was nothing up by the halfway line for him, although Baldrini's got there now, picked off by Walker. Turning well outside of Platt. Lineker. Here's Batty. In England looking very compact in the middle of the field. Support on the flanks from the fullbacks.
Well, it's certainly a goal that their overall domination is deserved, isn't it? David Platt was actually involved in the move very early on, and England were very patient. Stuart Pearce eventually comes to him, who plays a good ball into the danger area, and who else but David Platt should be arriving there? That uncanny knack he's got of timing it to perfection.
Well, it's his third Wembley goal of the week. Beautifully executed.
Well, that's a good header. Very good header.
Pearce used to work in the Wembley area as an electrician. And here he is, going in. Oh! I was going to say, to light up Wembley.
To be fair, that would have been one of Wembley's great goals. You have to feel that. Pearce it was that plays the ball to Batty and continues running. And look at that for vision from David Batty. Pearce must think that's in. It's neither one nor the other. Gary Lineker an inch or two away from claiming his second. And that really was a super move of great quality from England.
Skills coming right into the calves of Alan Smith. Yesterday, he was able to catch up with the latest score today. And here comes Nigel Clough, who played once against Chile here a couple of years ago. We didn't see too much of him in the cup final, so well did Terry Venables deploy his tactics for Tottenham. It's a good way to try and get that defeat out of his system, to be involved again with England. And he takes it, Goycochea fists it. Off Thomas, headed from Ruggeri. Thomas in there again. It's nicely done by Dixon. Batty quite prepared to keep the ball, which is another sign that he believes he should be here playing for England. Few would doubt that on his performance. Having some ice put on his left knee.
As I think he did get a nasty knock on that left knee, and it maybe just took a bump on the kneecap, but no point taking any chances at this stage.
Nigel Clough gets his second cap, which equals the total of his father. 2 for Brian back in 1959. It was, of course, injury that ended Brian Clough's career prematurely. Played in the second half. England lead Argentina by 2-0. Gary Lineker and David Platt the scorers. Smith trying to steer it off to Clough for Lineker. That's Platt wondering where it might drop. would have dropped in if he hadn't got in the way. Franco. Simeone, who's kept going despite being hurt 2 or 3 times in this match. Gamboa to Mohamed, who's of Turkish extraction. They called him Turco. The substitute will take the corner, Antonio Mohamed. Garcia! Goal for Argentina, 2-1. And England caught out in a manner that will disappoint them. To concede a goal in such a straightforward way at a set piece.
Yes, it's bad marking. Look at Garcia, totally unmarked. Watch David Seaman. He comes, changes his mind, tries to go back, but Garcia's given far too much room. That really is very, very slack marking from the England defence. They've dominated the game so much that perhaps they just went to sleep a little bit, but that will certainly annoy the manager.
Well, Garcia, who missed that golden opportunity just before half-time, let's make some amends. He's been playing over the last couple of years in the French league with Lyon. Returned to Argentina in January. He's done well domestically in terms of goal scoring, and he's brought his talents to the international scene.
I think that man will be actually furious, David Seaman, furious with his defence for allowing Garcia that type of room. I mean, that's the type of area that in an English league game you would not get a man standing free on.
So it's not all sweetness and light in the Wembley sunshine for England. Slips in his anxiety really to make a major contribution straight away. Ruggieri. Well, it was 2-1 when Argentina came here for the first time in 1951. It's 2-1 in 1991. Pearce. Enrique, who has this reputation as a volatile character, which he lived up to at Old Trafford on Thursday. Like all his teammates, for the most part, they've kept their emotions below the surface, which is somewhat out of character. Walker. Here's Boldrini. He got the ball fairly enough. Thomas losing out to Basualdo. Garcia to the right. That's a foul by Jeff Thomas.
This is another little learning exercise for a lot of the England players new to the scene, the international scene, where you've just got to accept that a team might come back into it for a little while and just protect what you have. Jeff Thomas and David Platt may have to concentrate for a few minutes on their defensive duties.
Mohamed, who took the corner that led to the goal, is involved at the free kick as well. The scorer, Garcia. Good marking by Walker. Oh, and then he wasn't quite so certain as to where David Seaman was. It was Walker who won the challenge with Simeone as the free kick was taken. Tidied down by Platt. On from Batty. Clough can turn. To the right, Dixon. Now Batty. Turning into Franco, and here's Mohamed. Argentina, who really looked out of the picture at 2-0, with new belief now. No complaints again from Franco, as thrust into the ground unfairly.
They now believe they've got a chance of salvaging something.
Garcia lifted over Clough to Simeone. That didn't come off for them. Clough can see a route to Dixon. He's got a lot of room here. And perhaps feeling the heat of the afternoon, a little slower to get into the centre. Lineker, who does always enjoy the heat. Thomas. 20 minutes left. And takes his eye off the ball. Gamboa. Enrique. Garcia has found an extra spring in his steps, having scored. And this is Baldrini through the middle. For error for Walker. And England, having conceded a goal at a corner, hope to defend a bit better this time. Mohamed waving away Garcia, who'd come for the short one. Jerry is there, Vasquez as well. Tall Franco gets to it, it's a great header, it's a terrific goal, it's 2-2. And Basile is on his feet, and no wonder, Dario Franco.
Well, if you'd have told me that this England side would concede 2 goals from consecutive corners, I wouldn't have believed you. But you have to give credit to the header. It is a magnificently powerful header. Watch him go up. That's great power. Really, look at that. He's on the goal line, David Batty, but can't get near it.
A thumping header from Franco.
You have to ask again, though, where were the England defenders? You really have to pick up men when you're defending corners. And although it was a wonderful header from quite some distance, Franco was unchallenged when he went up for it.
But he has taken to international football in this great change in the selection with the new coach. He's scored 4 times now in these 6 games that they played under Basile. And England have lost a 2-goal lead at Wembley. He has the last touch on his first full international. And England and Argentina both extended their unbeaten runs under new managerial regimes, but that looked most unlikely after England had roared into a 2-0 lead. Gary Lineker got the first. David Platt is third of the week. And England 2-0 up early in the second half, seemed home and dry, but Argentina, to their great credit, struck back through Garcia first of all, and Franco here, who's changed his shirt, Jeff Thomas. They have a fresh young side, Argentina. They'll take plenty of satisfaction from holding England at Wembley. But England will be very disappointed in the way the 2 goals were conceded. It's a good effort from Argentina, particularly after playing less than 48 hours ago against the Soviet Union. So the statistics of England's first season under Graham Taylor now read 3 draws plus 5 wins in the 8 matches. 4 games to come on the tour. Australia, New Zealand and Malaysia. The opportunity for others to force their way into the manager's plans. Andy Gray, the final thought on a very eventful afternoon.
Yes, it certainly has, and just looking around, it's no surprise to see who's more happy with the result, is it? You'd actually think that the Argentinian players had won the World Cup, the way they're strutting around, but they are a very young side. You can see what coming to Wembley means. There's still a magic about this stadium, and a lot of these young players will have been here for the first time, and will be going back there really happy with that. Franco will remember that goal, that header in particular, I'm sure, for a very, very long time. But a tournament that I had doubts about, but I've been totally satisfied with everything I've seen.
It's a tournament. Argentina are celebrating. It has been won by England. England will receive the England Challenge Cup by virtue of their win against the Soviet Union, plus the draw here. Argentina drawn twice. major factor, the timing of it in relation to the World Cup, coming a year after the World Cup, where new generations of players are coming to the fore. We've got new management as well. So the final score from Wembley, it's England 2, Argentina 2. England win the England Challenge Cup.